Over the past week or so, ZOS, the developers of ESO, had a couple live streams to reveal a ton of upcoming plans and content for Season 0, Update 50, and beyond. Since yesterday was Season 0 launch day, it seems like an excellent opportunity to give you a very brief overview of what's here, what's coming, as well as sharing my thoughts on all of these things. I would encourage you to watch the live streams for yourselves if you want a more in-depth breakdown, but I did want to at least give you my opinion on these things, so my name's Doc, and let's talk about it. So, firstly, what actually launched with Season 0 on April 2nd? Well, the big things that are coming with the actual first day of Season 0 are the Tamriel Tomes, a new Battle Pass-esque system that I've talked about on the channel before, and the Gold Coast Bazaar, which is a new shop you can visit in the game's UI, opens up its full inventory. The Gold Coast Bazaar mostly focuses on previous rewards that are no longer earnable in-game, allowing players to catch up on anything they may have missed over the years. Outside of that, there's some other minor things, but nothing crazy. It doesn't seem like much, but this new seasonal content model is going to allow ZOS to give us a steady stream of content when it's actually ready, rather than giving us everything all in one day and then nothing else for months. Over the course of Season 0, leading up to Update 50 and beyond, we've got a ton of other stuff coming, so let's talk more about that. Everything else that I'm about to tell you about comes from two live streams. The first was a stream on March 26th about some quality of life improvements that are coming with Update 50, and the other was the Seasons Direct on March 31st that covered a lot of the rest of 2026 and into 2027. I'm just going to go over these pretty quickly and give you my first impressions of everything after, because I have a ton of videos planned out for nearly all of these updates and changes. But from the top, we've got The Path to Adventure, a golden pursuit for new and returning players under level 20, guides you through some core game systems. Crafting and item improvements, crown store motifs show in-game location, exemplary items can be deconned, theme transmute stations, now in most mages guilds, and you can also buy them for your home as well. Werewolf and vampire improvements, guild mail, so leaders can now send mail directly to guild members through the guild interface. Some other quality of life changes: daily quest limit increased from 50 to 100, companion XP rates doubled, longer AFK timers in character creator, fix the back button on the character screen to correctly say log out now. The night market, I kind of already talked about this one, but I'll, talk about it a little more. It launches on April 29th. It's a special event zone that's going to have all sorts of enemies and bosses and factions and cool rewards and all sorts of cool things. I'll give you kind of my healer-centered perspective on it a little closer to launch day. The Overland Challenge difficulty, 4 levels of difficulty, increases enemy damage and reduces enemy damage taken. It also increases your XP and gold gained. And it also will not affect players that you're grouped with. So this difficulty, this level of difficulty for the Overland, is just for you. PvP Veterancy, a new reward system towards the end of Season 0 for all PvP modes that includes titles, skill styles, armor effects, and much more. They last a while, so you should have plenty of time to get them. The class mastery and refreshes, I've got a dedicated video on my channel about this already, so I'm not going to go too in-depth with it, but it's essentially just trying to bring pure classes more in line with subclassing to make them more viable in content. We've got the Thieves Guild related questline in Glenumbra that involves new places to hide, stunning guards and NPCs, and a new mythic item. The Shio-Gorath questline involves old Shio going out into Tamriel and just living his best life and all the chaos that ensues. We got Favors. These are basically daily quests that allow you to progress a character or guild-specific story, earning unique rewards as you finish the story. Rumors, a new unique system that gives you clues out in the world and tasks you with following the clues to find out what the rumor is leading you to. There are 3 tiers with increased difficulty, and some even have multiple endings depending on your actions. My Morrowind boomers out there will probably enjoy that one. Dynamic encounters, these are new world events that aren't quite dolmens and harrowstorms, but also aren't those little NPC interactions you can find in the wild. It's almost like a random radiant quest that other players can hop in on with you. The Sage's Vault, a new activity part of the Thieves Guild questline that involves collecting keys and progressing through randomized rooms that task you with solving puzzles and sneaking your way out of danger. The High Seas of Tamriel, a new activity involving naval combat and diving down to the ocean floor. You're not necessarily sailing your own ship, but we'll likely see things like fishing, treasure, puzzles, group play, solo play, and much more. Solo dungeons, basically solo-friendly versions of currently available dungeons, allowing players to focus more on the story without worrying about speedrunners. There will be new rewards tied to the solo version of the dungeons that you can't get in the group versions, and vice versa, so you'll still have a reason to do the group version. The Crimson Velt Trial, a new base game trial in Hircine's realm, it adds a new feature not seen in trials before, which is hard mode mobs. Means that trash pulls, ad pulls, whatever you want to call them, now have a hard mode version. You can still do boss hard modes without mob hard modes, and you can do mob hard modes without boss hard modes. Try saying that one 3 times fast. And finally, we've got a teaser of the new zone coming in 2027, Skyrim. It's a new take on a zone called an excursion zone. It's meant to offer new exploration and a more traditional Elder Scrolls feel. Okay, so that was a lot. Where do I even begin? Okay, so with the Update 50 quality of life changes, those earlier ones, they seem pretty good. Nothing that I'm too terribly excited about, but not in a bad way, just that most of these don't really affect me personally. For players that those things do affect, though, your newer and returning players, I'm really happy for you guys because there's a lot of good things in there for y'all. PvP veterancy stands out to me a good bit because I have become much more of a PvP enjoyer over the past couple years. Admittedly, though, I think maybe I'd like to see some more maps or game modes over a new progression system, but hey, I see anything new in PvP as a win. All of the overland stuff like challenge difficulty, favors, rumors, dynamic encounters, etc. all seem very interesting. I think it'll be huge for solo players, and I think all of these things will make the world feel a little bit more alive. I'm not a huge quester myself. I'll go in, knock out the quest, knock out the exploration, and call it a day. But I'm probably going to do a little more questing if these dynamic encounters and favors and rumors and stuff like that are pretty fun. Solo dungeons seem pretty neat, even as someone who prefers group content. Though, I think the two dungeons that they're starting with are Moonhunter Keep and March of Sacrifices. Both of these dungeons are already soloable, especially if you have a decent tank companion, so I don't know, I do hope that maybe ZOS shifts their focus a little bit to some dungeons that are literally not soloable due to mechanics. But, we'll see how it goes. The high seas of Tamriel seem pretty cool. I don't know, maybe a hot take. I'm just not that into pirates and sailing and naval combat and all of that. I think it'd be really fun, but I don't know, I'm not doing backflips about it. The new storylines seem really, really fun, and I'm excited to try them. In my opinion, things like the Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood stories are always really, really strong in Elder Scrolls games, and ESO is certainly no exception. I'm definitely looking forward to the return of the Thieves Guild. And speaking of stories, I don't want to say that I called it, because technically I did say that it'd be 2026, but I was right when I said we were going back to Skyrim. I am, though, really interested to see what this new zone style will be, though. For those that don't know, Skyrim is my single favorite video game of all time, so I do think 2027 is going to be a really, really fun year for me, especially if this whole excursion zone thing works out. Finally, the trial Crimson Velt. I'm really, really happy that this is coming to base game, because we have not had a base game trial in a good while now. The hard mode trash pulls seem really interesting too. It makes me wonder if they're going to go back and add hard mode trash pulls to older trials, or if it's just going to be a new thing going forward. I'm just imagining the last pull of Kind's Aegis on hard mode. That would be insane. Overall, though, I'm really excited to try out that new trial when it gets here. Obviously, a lot of these things are not coming anytime soon, and a lot of this is perhaps subject to change from now until the time that it releases, but needless to say, we have a ton of really, really awesome content to look forward to. Quality of life changes, content, all sorts of things are coming up over the next year or so, and we don't have to worry about getting all of it at once and then not having any of it. We'll get a steady stream of content for a good while now, and I'm really looking forward to the next year. And I think that was everything we had to talk about. Overall, again, I am just so excited for the future of ESO, and I can't wait to dive into all the new stuff when it gets here. And you can be sure to expect plenty of videos from me all about it. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. Let me know down in the comments what you're most looking forward to. Don't forget to check out the link in the description to follow me on stuff and join my Discord server. Before we head out, I also want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon supporters as well as my YouTube members. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, and I appreciate y'all. I think all I've got left to say is that I've been Doc. Take care of yourselves, be good to others, don't forget to check out those live streams, and I will catch y'all in the next one.